Hey there, folks. I'm Serious JG. Welcome to a new Let's Play of Metal Gear Revengeance. I'm going to have just a little bit of intro here talking about the game and some other LPers I associate with the game. So you can either bear with me or, use the preview panel to skip ahead to where I actually start the game. But for those of you who want to bear with me, there's two LPers I think about when I play this game. One of them is Bobo the Vulture, who... Bo the Vulture and I actually started a Let's Play together, even though it's a one-player game of this game, but we only got a very small number of videos in before it was disrupted. That is, of course, because Bobo the Vulture and I have had a terrible falling out and are no longer on speaking terms. The other Let's Player I think about is... I'm just kidding. No, Bobo, for anybody who is not aware, Bobo is he's my brother in real life, and there was a stretch of a couple of years when we were both doing the LP hobby, and we lived within a short drive of each other, so fairly regularly one of us or the other could go visit one of us or the other, and we would actually sit physically in the same room and do recording sessions. That's how we did it. We had very very little of what you've ever heard of Bobo and JG together on the YouTubes. Was any kind of remote thing where we were doing it via, Skype or whatever. But yeah, circumstances changed. Bobo was married to Bean, and as those of you who follow Bobo the Vulture's, live streams and stuff over on Twitch know, he's got a kid now who's officially referred to on YouTube as Baby Bronco. And Baby Bronco, by the way, is the cutest. Oh my god, the last time I saw Baby Bronco, he was almost walking, but not quite. So, climbing up on stuff and trying to balance on two legs, but then falling over on his little tushy. And every time I see him, he's either just catching a cold or just getting over a cold. So he's always snothering out of the nose when I see him, but he's super adorable. He is the most sociable baby you've ever... Whatever, you're not here to hear about that. But yeah, Bobo and Bean moved, and... I still talk to both of them. I visit them. I am now, as far as whether you call it the G family or Vulture clan or whatever, the family, which includes me and Bobo and Bean as my in-law and my parents and my sister and blah, blah, blah. They are all located in one place, and I am the one who is not located along where everyone else is. But basically, that means Bobo and I don't get together in person very often, and when I do see him, it's because I have traveled to visit the entire family, and it's extremely rare that we have an opportunity to sit down and Let's Play. So yeah, I will be thinking about Bobo the Vulture as I play Metal Gear Rising, because we had at one point planned to do it together, and it would have been a pass the controller back and forth after each one loses kind of affair. The only good part about me doing this solo for me is going to be that if I lose against a boss or something, I get to jump right up and try again. I don't have to, hand it over to Bobo. In every other respect, including making amusing jokes, trying to make this something that's amusing for other people to pay attention to, having someone providing commentary because they're not focused on the game and going, and just slamming buttons and not actually providing commentary. All those things would be better with Bobo, but we don't have them here for this. The other Let's Player I do associate with this game, who may get mentioned throughout a little bit, is Akelus. Akeluus, I think it's spelled. He has a YouTube channel he has not updated in several years now. I watched his Let's Play of Metal Gear Rising, which is kind of where I first became familiar with the game. Akelus was a longtime subscriber and regular commenter of mine, who left during the interminable Mass Effect Andromeda LP, not because he was sick of the game, but because I said something that offended him, which is weird for me, and I'm not going to dwell on this because, when you're on the YouTubes, every so often somebody will come in and tell me that I'm just horrible. They'll accuse me of saying something that's sexist or racist or blah blah blah, and then 2 videos later somebody would come in and calling me some kind of snowflake libtard cuck. So you kind of can't win, but no, I associate this game pretty closely with Akelus, and I will be talking about Akelus. Maybe he'll pop up and watch this again. If so, I'd be thrilled to have him back. But Akelus has an an interest, let's say, in animals. And he was really into a character in this game that I will be making fun of relentlessly because I think it's really stupid. But Kalis, if you're watching, nothing personal, but I will be making fun of a certain robot dog who is not canine quite a bit. Anyway, that's about 5 minutes of just nonstop jibber jabber. And I haven't even talked about what this game is or why it exists. But it's Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. One last amusing little comment before we head in. For Christmas, because I'm recording this early, I'm starting this LP recording, I don't know why you would care. But I'm starting this in early January 2020, and in Christmas 2019, I got the new Hideo Kojima game, Death Stranding. So what do I do when I have Death Stranding in my hand? I start a Let's Play of Metal Gear Rising, which is several years old and not Kojima. Let's do this thing. Now, although I seem to have misplaced the save file, so I can't take advantage of anything that I've cleared out, I've actually beaten this game before. I did not find it easy at all, but I've played the Ninja Gaiden games, the modern, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 era Ninja Gaiden games since first playing this game, and it's a lot more similar to Ninja Gaiden game than it is to a Metal Gear game, as we will see in time. We will also see a lot of glamour shots of sexy Robo Raiden. And this is very much a game that if you are like a 9-year-old boy, based on the visual style and the soundtrack, you probably think it's the coolest thing ever. And if you're anything other than a 9-year-old boy, you probably think, holy shit, are they serious with this? I maintain that I have a place in my heart for the things that you think are really, really cool when you're a 9-year-old boy. But I'm still going to make fun of them pretty liberally. So yeah, we're going to have... The title screen is just this cycling these images of Raiden being all sexy. And this is not a game I think that's meant to stand on its own. You're kind of supposed to know who Raiden is. But honestly, the thing about this game is it's the first that I'm aware of post Metal Gear Solid Metal Gear spin-off game for a console. Metal Gear has a great history of non-Kojima spin-offs, starting with Snake's Revenge for the NES, which I think is a much... it's not like a classic game by any stretch, but those few people who do remember it tend to piss all over it for not being Kojima. I don't think that game particularly deserves it. But other than some weird portable system games like Metal Gear Acid and stuff like that, which I've never played, Metal Gear Portable Ops, which Kojima has... they used Kojima game engine stuff and wrote their own story, and Kojima has actually called it semi-canon. Kojima had a pretty tight rein on the story of all the official Metal Gear stuff until this game came out. This game is about the character Raiden. So, again, the game assumes you kind of know who he is. I don't think they expected a lot of people to just buy this off the shelf without knowing who Raiden is. But they do a really good job of making it not really be that important that you know the details of the previous games. There's, you will not see an appearance in this game by Solid Snake. You will not see an appearance by Hal. You actually won't even see an appearance by Rose, although she is referred to in dialogue. But you have to look for it. Basically, the game's like, alright, the fact that there are these evil, barely defined villains called the Patriots is kind of important as part of the backstory, but otherwise it's like, yeah, Raiden's this like super cool robot ninja, let's watch him fight shit. And with that being said, now we're like 10 minutes in, let's watch him fight shit. So I had already beaten the game, but I appear to have deleted, or I'm using a different slot. So let's just start a brand new game. And we do have 2 downloadable contents, which were available for free. So I think they were originally Maybe they cost money, but they were released then as free. I'm cool with that. Maybe they were always free. There is downloadable stuff you can pay for this game, but it's like skins for characters and stuff like that. It's nothing really important. So we will play a new game of the regular game because Jetstream is a prequel where you play as one of the quasi-villains and find out how he came to join the evil forces. And Blade Wolf is also a prequel, but they're both about characters that you're supposed to meet through the course of the regular game. So we were going to play the regular game. I may or may not play these two games. It kind of depends on how many people are watching and commenting and whether I'm still having fun when I get to the end of the new game, the regular game. We're going to play on normal mode. We will play the tutorial. I believe I played on normal when I played off-screen. I did not find this game to be easy. This is not really my genre.
Let's begin with a quick warm-up, shall we?
Guten
Check
Tag.
the Soliton radar on the upper right and head to the point marked on the display. You can jump over obstacles, but the ninja run will get you across them more quickly and easily.
Alright. So this is the ninja run. This is kind of a mechanic that just lets you skip through a lot of shit. You kind of automatically slide through and do cool cinematic looking stuff if you use.
While in motion with the ninja run, you know.
Yeah.
Swinging your blade while dashing, for example, or striking your foes with a sliding attack.
So I am not doing well at all here. Nothing about this indicates that I know what I'm doing. This is very much a game where just pressing any button at all makes you kind of look cool, but you won't actually effectively, you know, kill stuff and get points unless you get better at aiming than I am. So I do not believe I got an S rank in the run forward mission, but this is the tutorial to tell you what buttons do, so it's okay. Who is Doctor? Will we ever learn? Who knows?
Now then, let's run a basic battle diagnostic. Try and neutralize all the enemies that appear. String light and strong hits together to perform combination attacks.
Okay, I guess I hit enough buttons for that to work.
Combat is not all offense, however. You also need to protect
Because those guys
yourself.
weren't even attacked.
First, follow the direction of the enemy's attack.
First?
Parry those attacks by executing light attacks of your own in the same direction. This is how you parry. It is the keystone of your defense.
Yeah, I need to know how to do this, because this was a problem against the bosses late in the game. You gonna attack me? Come at me, bro. Oh, this is terrible. Well, I guess I did parry because it says press LT when you parry
Draw foes
successfully.
in as close as possible and parry their blows to leave them exposed to counterattack.
Okay.
From your perspective, it will appear as if the enemy is frozen in time, or at least moving
Oh,
very
so it's like The
slowly.
Matrix. It's like
This
every
is
other
the
game that
perfect
came out within
opportunity
10 years
for
of that
you to
movie.
Carefully aim your strike, then slice your foe apart. Keep in mind, even you will not be able to parry every type of attack. Watch your foe's movements carefully.
That's kind of a big thing, is knowing which attacks you can parry. Okay, it's too late that time. So yeah, that's counterattack. I think I beat him. Apparently I wasn't supposed to have done that last time. I was supposed to have learned how to do that this time, but it's okay. Oh, well, there you go. That's the tutorial. You run around with the ninja run button, then you hit... There's 2 different buttons to hit to attack, and also when you parry, you get to counterattack, which slices enemies into 8 bajillion pieces.
3 years. We've come...
Okay, just checking to see that I can do this. Oh, RB, captions on, yeah. No, I do want captions on. Because I'll be jabbering away. You need to be able to tell what people are saying.
So far in just 3 short years.
My goatee has really come in nicely.
Sign of a strong leader, sir.
And of a liar.
Oh, the will of a strong people.
The sign of a will of a strong people. It's nice to see that things are going so well here in generic African country.
Very able advisor.
Suma Yi?
Thank you,
Zhuge Liang? Oh, this guy.
Your team deserves credit as well.
Especially you, the guy with the
Mr.
hair.
Lightning Bolt.
Hey,
Just doing our job, Mr. Prime Minister.
don't think I'm not from Africa just because I look like I'm not from
I
Africa, too.
once
That's
thought
part of
of
my
groups like
backstory.
yours as opportunists, enablers of war.
But we are. I
But
mean,
you've trained our new army well. Order has returned sooner than expected.
the berets are really helping.
Perhaps I was wrong about these private military companies.
Oh yeah, mercenaries are the key to everything
We
peaceful
prefer
and good.
Private security provider, sir. Most of Maverick's contracts do focus on security.
Yes, well, security can mean many things.
So are any of your bald friends gonna talk?
There's a saying I like.
It says a man can spend his whole life running, before he realizes he's running from himself. No, wait, that's not it. What is it? It's like some people are born on third base and think they hit a triple. I don't. Well, let's see what it actually.
One sword keeps another in the sheath.
Don't say that while you're gripping your
Sometimes
penis.
the threat of violence alone is a deterrent.
And sometimes tied as a
Sometimes by
deterrent.
taking a life, others can be preserved.
Basically, I get to murder people and it's justice.
It's the code the samurai lived by.
Is it?
A soldier and a philosopher. You are full of surprises, Mr. Lightning Bolt.
Please
I
call
could
me
say the
Raiden.
same about you, Mr. Prime Minister.
Mr. President. Didn't really put a whole lot of work into the
Someone's
car.
blocking the lead vehicle. Hold on.
And they really panic when a car stops.
This is official state business.
You can tell peace has been restored to the country by the giant machine guns on all the vehicles. I got my own DLC, buddy. You're not going to be able to do a thing about me. Cyborg Ninja. Yeah, I wish we got that sword later in the game.
Authorized to use force if you do.
Man, where's Indiana Jones when you need somebody who can really shoot a guy with a sword? Oh wow, looks like he missed the guy completely, but no. Apparently he parried one of those bullets. Quick, send out more cannon fodder.
U-turn. Turning back.
Oh, let's turn it a Cannonball Run with the limo with the flags. They don't have a limo, those guys, the zany Middle Eastern guys.
Open fire!
Who was that? A cyborg.
There's some guy telling you to open fire.
Competitors?
Courtney, what is
Hey,
happening?
one of the bald guys
Got
talk.
hit, sir. A cyborg.
Cool.
Exit comes up unaffiliated.
I'll notify all checkpoints. Get on money out of there.
Yes, sir.
And get yourself out of there too, sweet cheeks. Oh, it's some kind of cyborg ninja unaffiliated bazooka shot. Okay, so the guys who aren't wearing hats are the enemy. If only they were driving around giant painted clouds. Don't poop yourself until you die. We've
got friends on our 12.
we've got to get to the Cook County Assayer's office in time to save the orphanage. We'll crash through as many vehicles as we have to. I wish you could fight in the suit, which I believe you can, but I think you have to unlock that. It's like a new game plus kind of thing you can do. The technology required to make the blade float doesn't make it more effective, but it's super expensive and totally worth it. I'm gonna go ahead and pretend that was intentional.
Let's get this over with.
This entire LP, I mean.
Take out those hostiles. Right.
Oh man, I got
You'll need
hit.
to choose between light and heavy strikes to match the situation. Take self-repair units from your foes to replenish your own supply. Raiden, the limo is in trouble. Get back there ASAP.
But
I'll add the limo to your solid down radar.
I got salt on later? Oh man, I didn't know that. That's awesome. Okay, well. I got salt on later, but I don't know where I'm supposed to go with it, so. And I'm already off to. I already got hit, which means I won't get. This is a game where, like, every so often you get a ranking and you're told if you got S rank or A rank, and so I will constantly feel my sense of self-worth degraded as I continue to get suboptimal ratings on all these missions.
Raiden, it's on the other side of that barricade.
Oh, you're still alive? Oh, no, it's new guys. I don't know how many points I'm getting for this. There will be something that's unlocked later where this is useful to you because you get to steal life from enemies that you defeat in that mode. We don't have it yet though, so I'm kind of just doing it for the hell of it right now and trying to get practice. Because I remember my previous playthrough being terrible against bosses and each one being a huge struggle, and part of that was because you've really got to parry to beat bosses in this game, but you don't really have to parry to beat these guys. So I don't think I ever got. I noticed that I wasn't good at parrying late in the game. It was a big struggle. I'm trying to make myself parry right now.
If you can't cut through the barricade, try the fence, eh?
Eh? That's a good idea, eh? Rumble pace. Oh man, that advisor is pretty damn good. Oh, never mind. Those are our cyborg buddies. You can tell by the goofy 05 and the fact that he's got like a what do you call those things you use for scanning groceries? Barcode? Yeah, he's got a barcode in his head. Yeah, that to me is more interesting. The fact that a giant. Oh, it's a black and red Metal Gear Ray. So it's like Metal Gear Ray was pretty cool, but it would be more cool if it was black and red. You want to move out of the way of that? I thought it was a water cannon it had. They've de-equipped the Bulbasaur add-on and put a Charmander add-on into this thing. Man, it's pretty cool when those things shot pressurized water, but what if they shot fire? That would be even more badass. Come on, let's put that in our game, guys. Oh, well. I would say that was overkill, but he chopped that guy about 100 times less than I chopped the generic to defeat him. This game loves cutting off limbs. but it's okay because they're cyborgs, so it doesn't really need to be rated M. Although I believe this game was rated M. Thing is, Raiden doesn't enjoy that like this guy does, so Raiden's a good guy. Listen, if you have an issue with my policies, please come to a town hall and air your grievances.
Stop!
I refuse to let you interfere in the affairs of this African nation, although I shouldn't assume you're not an albino African. I mean, that's actually kind of arrogant of me now that I think about it.
So you're Jack.
What do you want with the Prime Minister?
And what's your name? It's only polite.
Dead.
Well, why don't you just kill him? I mean, I don't want you to,
Of
but...
course.
No problem.
Africa's just getting a bit too peaceful.
How are you enjoying the rains down in Africa, though?
Business ain't been the same since they shut down SOP.
That's a reference to a previous Metal Gear game.
A clean break from the war economy. Huh. Some of us like that economy. How's an honest warmonger supposed to make a living?
Well, as a mercenary cyborg
This
murder
is your
machine.
answer?
Yep, pretty much.
Don't do it!
Relax. Don't do it.
Don't worry now. I won't.
Nacho Video 2.
Not while he's still useful. So long.
Well, that's one way to stop us from pursuing. I was going to say, we can probably jump at least as high as what appears to me to be Big Dumpy Combat Samurai Cyborg Monster. But with Metal Gear Ray standing in the way, it's entirely possible. We'll have to deal with it. Anyway, who is this mysterious villain, and why does he want to kill the President/Prime Minister? And how is the Prime Minister still useful to him, which is the only thing keeping him alive? I can only assume that the evil killer cyborg monster is going to take the Prime Minister somewhere where he basically says, you need to vote yes on the should we make warmongering legal and pay for it with taxpayer dollars bills. You understand me? Because as the Prime Minister, he would vote. I suppose he would. He's a minister in their parliamentary system. Whatever. All right, so the point is... we're in video 1. I spent a decent chunk of it just talking before we got started, and we've already seen lots of people get disemboweled and have their heads and other limbs cut off. It's going to be that kind of game. The one thing you guys really haven't seen yet, and when I say see, I should say here, is this game's soundtrack, which is the most, like... I've been saying 9-year-old. No, this is like you're a 13-year-old white kid and you want to hear some music that rocks. You're going to hear it in this game. We'll hear some of it next time when we fight a fire-shooting Metal Gear Ray as like the first enemy, practically. It's going to be great. We'll see it later. Bye-bye.